Choices. We hear so much about that. Learning to make the right choice, choosing what's right, what's correct. Let me tell you a story. Years ago when I was doing court interpreting in courtrooms, I used to take my white cane, take a cab, and one time I was assigned to a very, very dangerous area in St. Louis where we lived. There was very high crime and people usually don't walk around there. Well, it turns out that the cab that dropped me off in the wrong building, and I didn't want to be late for my interpreting session because the judge I was working for was very strict. And I almost panicked for a little bit. I'm thinking, how am I going to go from one building to the other? And so there was a gentleman there. He said, I had talked to the guard. I said, I need to go somewhere else. And a gentleman who was standing there said, I'll take you. I said, thank you so much. I was so happy that someone was there to coming to my rescue. And as I was walking down the street with him to the other building, the next block, I realized I'm walking in the most dangerous place in St. Louis. I'm walking with a perfect stranger. I have no idea where he's taking me. He knows I'm blind. And that's when I realized that God is always there for us when we make bad choices. Now that was a silly example, but there are other areas in our life where we make bad choices that impact our life and sometimes changes our whole world. Now the choices that we make sometimes are big, sometimes are little. But let me tell you about an important choice, and that is the choice of our thinking. See, right now you have thoughts going through your head. You may be thinking, what am I doing listening to this blind chica? Or your thoughts may be, God is speaking to me. Our thoughts can change everything, and it's our thinking that directs our choices. See, right now I could have negative thoughts of self-pity, but I have to choose on what God says. He says, choose the thoughts of what's right, what's excellent, what's pure, what's praiseworthy. Think about those things. The choices that we think, the choices that we make, and the choices that we follow sometimes brings sweet sleep into our nights. Should we choose things without God's input, it will always lead us to disappointment. But when we make our choices, holding on to God's hand, seeking His input and His guidance, it will lead us to fulfilled desires.